The only learning is experiential learning, okay? I'm going to tell you this right now. To learn how to do what I'm going to show you, you don't go and watch a video. You don't learn it from a seminar. You don't learn it on an audio. You hear it, but you don't learn it. There's a big difference. Does everybody agree with that? Okay. If you want to learn how to dance, like Yardley ballroom dance, you don't watch a film or read a book. You learn to dance by dancing. If you want to do yoga, we call it practicing. Practice. You want to practice yoga, you don't learn it by looking at pictures or videos or reading about it. You learn it by practicing. If you want to learn how to ski, you don't watch videos and talk to people who are good. You learn how to ski by skiing. If you want to learn how to speak a foreign language, you don't get Rosa whatever thing is. What is it called? Okay, well, that one. I took that thing and I threw it out in a week. You learn how to speak a foreign language by falling in love with somebody who speaks it. No, I'm just teasing. No. Really, you learn how to speak a foreign language by speaking it. You learn how to prospect, not by going to seminars or listening to even tapes. You learn how to prospect by prospecting. You learn how to build, not by listening to Dennis Franks and his wisdom. You learn how to build by building with somebody who knows how. Because the only real learning is experiential learning. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a secret. Okay? The people that are good at whatever they do cheat. Not the way you do in the back office. They cheat, though. They practice when no one is looking. I'm going to say it again. You want to look good? You want to do well? You want to show success? Practice when nobody's around. And then when you do it, you look good. I'm telling you, that's what I did. I always cheat. I learned how to race car drive. I learned how to ski in my 30s and 40s. And I got really good at it. But I cheated. I had a residual income. I went out and practiced. Does this make sense? I am a high-level yogi. I practiced when nobody was around. So that I look. Is this making any sense to you? Am I connecting with you? So I want to tell you about the top performers. I know you're in awe by people who are great. That's a characteristic of an entrepreneur. We admire people who achieve, don't we? Don't we? Come on, be with me on this. Okay. We would like to be like them, but even if we don't think we can or are not one of them, we admire them. So I want to tell you about the top achievers in life. And Lauren and I have a collection. We have an incredible collection of the top performers in the fields of music, art, sports, business. It's a club. We never owe each other anything. We protect each other, and we're best friends. But I know something about them. The top people in this business, in the front row, the top earners, the executive directors, the field vice presidents, I know a lot of them. And look at the incomes and how good they are. But I want to tell you the truth. I know them personally. They're not that great. They really aren't. They're really no better than you. What is the difference between an average performer or somebody who planes out in the sea of mediocrity and a person who rises to the top in stardom? They do it a lot. That's the common golden thread. They do it a lot, whether it be a lawyer, a doctor, You don't want any doctor to practice heart surgery on you. He better have done it thousands of times. Or whether it be an athlete, they do it a lot. There is what you're looking for. You're going to search and search and search for the key, and it comes down to this. It's one simple statement. The people who succeed simply did what the people who failed didn't do. And when they succeed, they do it a lot. A whole lot. Anything else you need to know? You want to end right now? Because I just told you the whole deal. If you get done listening before I get done speaking, raise your hand and I'll stop. Okay. So listen and feed the wish or pain. You know, that's the reason for them to look at the business. When you find that out, that's the reason they need to look at it. Okay? Don't try to get them in. Have a possible solution for a problem that they have. What's it about? It's a solution to your problem about not having any time. You know, it's a solution to your problem, not being able to send your kids to private school. Whatever it is, this works. Bobby Cannata built with it. Steve Harris built with it. Elizabeth Weber built with it. I was with them and saw it, and they did it, and that's why they're at the top. What about you? What about you? I'm telling you, man, do not try to get them in. Get together. Forget getting them in. They'll ask to get in. So you got to work with big numbers. This is huge because timing is everything. Timing is different for every single person. Some of you would not have gotten in if you were shown the program at a different time. Isn't that true? So timing is everything. It's a reality. You might as well accept it. Its timing has to be right, and it might not be right. So just put them in the jar, the bean jar. Another time will be right. But you have to have the law of probability working in your favor because everybody's timing isn't right. And everybody isn't necessarily ready to listen, okay? You need large numbers to get the ones who are. Because you don't want to get somebody in that isn't ready and then they have a bad experience and say, oh, that didn't work for me. True or false? Am I connecting with you? Okay. So those who you think will do it won't. And those who you think will not do it will. Surprising. Did you hear that? Yeah. Now, here's the real key. If done right, everyone leads to someone. If done right, everyone leads to someone. The way I do it. So I never end up empty-handed. You know, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person. And you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If they are wrong and mentally constipated or think they know it all, it doesn't matter what you say. 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 They will come up with another question not to do it. How many people agree with that? Have you experienced that? But by the same token, you can talk to somebody and be terrible. Screw it up. You're awkward. You say the dumbest things. It looks like multi-level, but it's not. It's the best multi-level in the world. That's the worst thing you could say. I say, well, what do you mean? How's it different? They will keep asking questions if they're right and get in no matter what. Are you hearing this? So when in doubt, blurt it out. You know, now some of you found the solution with fake people. That doesn't work either. So power in numbers, you know, timing's everything. And now I do all these demonstrations that are like parables. Because I know you don't remember anything I say, but you might remember the stunt or the demonstration or these crazy things that I do. And the point is, why do I show you filling the bean jar? You can put the videos on if you want. I do these crazy things. They become cliches. Fill the bean jar. Where is it? And I'm shaking that up. That's what I'm doing right now. Did you ever understand why I do that? It's not about getting anybody in. It's about filling the bean jar with lots of possibilities every day. Can you see the bean jar in a different way for once? Now, I don't know who it is that's going to do it, or who's going to be right, or who's going to lead me to people. You put one person in there and shake it so hard that you scare them. And they don't want to do it because you're trying to get them in. Are you getting this? Fill the bean jar first so you don't care who gets in. And then you'll find something else happens. Somehow the nuts rise to the top. Dennis Franks rise to the top. I didn't know Dennis Franks. I didn't know him. I knew a fraternity brother who knew somebody else, who knew a pharmacist, who knew a hockey player, who knew Dennis. And I showed the plan to Dennis. He didn't know what the hell I was talking about. But he said, "You sure are excited. With that type of enthusiasm, we can make something out of this." And Elizabeth Weber, I never knew Elizabeth Weber. I never knew Bobby Cannata. I shook the bean jar. One person led to another, and the nuts came to the top. And they sure are nuts. So that's what that means. But what are you doing? Come on, be fair with me. You're putting one bean in at a time. True or false? Can you change? Can you change that? Just before you try to get that one in, put another one in. Say, I want to increase my odds. Put another one in. If they don't get in, I'm going to feel bad. Put another one in. And keep putting them in until it's filled up, shake it, and you won't have to worry. The directors will come to the top. I swear to God, this is the truth and the whole truth, so help me God. I'm trying to help you. So at any rate, it's all about doing this. And here's a great thing that I learned. When you do get a nut, you don't really know if that nut will go all the way and actually succeed and become a director. Timing could change, things could go wrong. True or false? Okay? But guess what? Every nut has another bean jar. Every nut has a 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 bean jar of 300 more possibilities. So by working with that nut, I can't make that nut go do it. They don't know what to do. I shake their bean jar, and more nuts come to the top. It's easier to find people through a nut than it is filling your own bean jar. Wow, that'll hit you on the way home. In the middle of the night, you'll wake up. And that's what I show you on stage. And nobody goes out and does it. The answers you already have. We talk about pumps. What do you think I do all these crazy things? Huh? To entertain you or to sweat up here? You see, the business really is like a pump. You get a pump. What you want is to prime the pump to get the liquid of life with a pitcher pump. Water, fresh water in an artesian well. But it's not going to come up unless you put something into it and work first, right? And if you do that with the bean jar and pump, you will get a prime, and people will lead to people, will lead to people, will lead to people, and you'll never have a problem again. But you haven't primed the pump. You got the pump, but you didn't prime it. Are you getting this? Say this for me. I got the pump, but I didn't prime it. I know I can prime it. So I will prime it. Was that so hard to say? You were just programming your brain.